beat down.
Yeah, we're sitting here just clowning around. YouTube didn't have any sound. Okay, are you in Duke mode?
Yeah, I am. I'm in the mode, man. It's full. It's full go. You know, it's a big one tomorrow. It's just so much on the line, man. If you win,
God, there's so much on the line for tomorrow. I mean, of course, like I'm sorry, Steve. I know I said something loser to you recently. I don't know if it was last night or this morning, but it's just like, you know, just saying a loser. Like what if we lose? You know, just like, but we got so much to gain. You literally, even with your loss, Steve, you literally have 99% of your own fate in your hands.
No, man.
And the only way you hold on to it is if you come out against Duke, guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
How much of this, and don't just say all of it. You trust everybody. How much of this is on Jack? I know we've asked this question before. 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. How much of this, like, are we really just sitting around saying this is 90% on Jack Plummer?
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, God, that's a lot of pressure, Steve.
If he takes care of the football tomorrow and he doesn't turn the football over, I know we can run against Duke. Okay. To me, it comes down to how does Jack play? Jack plays well, doesn't turn the ball over like he did in Notre Dame. You beat Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the same direction with Duke. I mean, I know we can run the ball on Duke. Okay,
it's going to be raining, and Jordan's not good in the rain.
It's not going to be raining.
I'm just making up stuff.
Let me see if Nikki. Yeah, all right, you guys. No, it's not going to be raining though. It's going to rain early. It's going to rain a little late.
Tom,
it's not going to rain.
Okay, we'll take that real quick. Tom, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Hey, Marcus, this is Tom, and man, longtime fan of yours as a basketball player. I love watching you play when you play. Your determination.
Well, sorry for all my losses.
Details to the game. Yeah, I mean, you were awesome, man.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot.
About the football game, the guys just got to come out. Everybody's got to do their job. You know, I don't think it's on one person. I think this team is more about everybody playing together, and of course, Jordan running the ball. You know, that's a big thing.
How many rushes does Jahar Jordan need to make you believe that we got this game won?
Well, I think he needs to run the ball at least 15 times, and you know he's
Lawrence
at least 2 times. You know, 20 yards plus. So,
okay,
you know,
two long runs.
Yeah, and then the basketball. I've been trying to get in on the basketball thing. You know, and I know these guys have been playing since they were 5 years old. I don't understand how come they get out there and they act like they have never played sometimes. Last year, I'm not talking about this year's team because I don't know yet, but hopefully it'll be different. But last year, it just looks like they were deer in the headlights, you know, and I felt sorry for Kenny, you know, with it like that. But then you got to put some of the blame on him. But go Cards, and thanks for having me on the show, man. Y'all have a great day. I love your show.
Appreciate it,
appreciate the call in. I'll tell you what.
He wasn't that big of a fan of yours, was he?
I don't know, Steve.
Do you think? Do you think there's people out there right now that look,
I do
that they're like, dude, Mark Smaven was my favorite.
I do
ever.
I do.
I'm starting to think there might be,
because you got to think like somebody my size being in the top 10 in dunks.
I know,
and just gliding and just comfortable. Like, think about this. Over 4 years, the most reliable person is probably Marcus.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everybody else had like
Mr. Reliable.
Yeah, highs and lows.
But you were the work pail guy.
Yeah, I was the Dwayne Sutton.
the lunch pail guy.
I was the Dwayne Sutton of my era.
Marcus, you know, he brings his hat to work every day, and he runs hard, plays hard, jumps hard. You know,
Davenport right now is saying, No, you weren't. You
That is not
You
true.
were everything except consistent, Marcus. I mean, your point production was consistent, but sometimes you'd rebound, sometimes you wouldn't, sometimes you played great D, sometimes you would. Every other part of my game, Steve, was very inconsistent.
That's funny.
You practice, you might show up, you might have braids one day, you might have your hair
Might have
done.
Kobe's on, might have God knows what.
Yeah. You're in there stealing Hodges shorts for the game, and
Dexter
he's
says Maven
16.
was between Dewan and Taekwon.
no, they're much better.
Dexter says you were best jump shot, so smooth.
I was a gym rat.
Yeah, you were a gym rat.
I was a gym rat.
That's fair.
I give myself that credit.
It's fair.
Yeah, no, Tom was passionate about
You
that.
did have a good shot, though. I will say, like, that was what surprised me. The more when I go back and watch you and stuff, I'm like, because I remember you playing, but you just dunked, and I was like, these are awesome. Back in the day,
yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But now I go back and watch, and I'm like, he really had a nice shot.
And listen, you know, one person you couldn't convince of that, Denny Graham.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Marcus, you don't make those shots. Coach, I'm 6 for 7. But the 7th one was a bad shot. Quentin,
Yeah.
go get Marcus.
Go get him now. Go get him now.
Damn, coach. Got me some slack. I tell you what, when we come back,
Can you take Lawrence real fast?
the building. Oh, we can take the call first?
Do we have Lawrence?
Lawrence, yeah.
Oh,
Lawrence, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Hey, Marcus, great, Steve.
what up?
What's up?
To me, it comes down what Louisville going to do in the red zone in this game because you know they basically going to get there probably the whole game because they know how to move the ball. It just to me, Plummer just got to have a steady hand when you get in the red zone. Don't try to force it, and in that little clock in his head, he just be going out in like 3 seconds instead of 10 seconds. Other than that, I hope they run the option in the red zone where they give them the option to run and stop and throw to the tight ends or the slot receivers. Because I can see Plummer getting a rushing touchdown using his legs. Like I think that was the problem in the last game. He tried to run the ball himself. He was trying to do everything by himself.
Right.
Remember, you got good players around you. Use those guys. Other than that. Hey, I think Louisville gonna hold it down. I think they're gonna put up 33 points and hold Duke under 20.
Listen, I'll take that. I'll take that
Yeah.
all day.
There's a lot. Let me just say real quick before we do that. There's a lot of people, man, are really people really like you around here, man.
Steve.
I'm going back to the message boards where they hate you. I like this is why I like the message board. I'm like, I'm gonna log into my name. Yeah, Marcus sucks, don't he?
Look, that's what I mean. Hey, if y'all are a fan of mine, go defend me on the message board, please. Just don't let them just chew me up all
Log
day.
in right now. Cards fan 420.
They do not listen.
Marcus. Did you hear what Marcus said? He sucks.
I mean, Marcus is saying just because Kentucky Wesleyan had 7 seniors and one guy that used to play for FC Barcelona that they might be a threat. Oh my God! Oh my God! I mean, can you believe the crap that's coming? I mean, only because I've lost to Athletes in Action, people.
Oh, that made me so mad, y'all. Yeah, I cannot believe
I've
y'all
lost.
lost to that silly butt Athletes in Action team, man.
Nikki,
I cannot believe y'all, dude.
Nikki,
I had to go to school after that.
Nikki,
I had to go to school. Did you go to school after that?
losing to Athletes in Action is the equivalent to if Peyton and Russ got on an exhibition team.
Like the TBT team.
Yeah,
against?
yeah.
Okay.
The TBT team playing Louisville.
Yeah.
And you, of course, you're like, you got Steve out here just, oh, God, they're washed up and old. Oh, my God. They beat the
Thank God Kentucky lost to Nike Elite a year or two later. and then ripped off 19 straight. I didn't think they was ever going to lose again.
No, you know,
Keith Bogans.
no, listen, because that's what you do. You're ready for Athletes in Action, and hey, blame Davenport then. Blame Davenport. Because blame Scott Davenport, because the scout report did not tell you. So you're going like this. You're going.
You don't know what it was like out in these streets, man. That's the problem. You didn't have to grow up as a fan.
I had to go to the mall.
You grew up as a player. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you. You know what? They're gonna pass you. Look, Kentucky fans gonna walk right past you and walk up to me wearing the Louisville shirt. Like, I thought y'all off the athletes and actors.
So yeah, it's like saying, look, Nikki, you're getting ready to play an exhibition game, right? And you go, hey y'all, who's this? Is this Russ Smith, that old dude that everybody was talking about? Oh yeah, we're gonna waste him.
Oh God,
yeah, who's Shane Bohannon? Oh yeah, we're gonna waste him, right?
This team's gonna suck.
Yeah, they're gonna suck. Look, they're old. Like didn't that guy
athletes
play?
out of action?
Yeah, didn't that guy play like in 2013 or 2012? Like
at what point in that game were y'all like, these are pros?
No, I know the moment, Steve.
Yeah,
I have the moment.
Okay,
listen. Everybody knows 3 fast break rules. Mm-hmm. You catch the ball, you get it to the middle.
Of course.
Right? Everybody knows that.
That's what I do.
Listen, and it's one of these names, Sherman Douglas or Ramil Robinson, right? I get them confused. Right? Michigan champion and
Reggie.
Syracuse champion. I got this ball and I was supposed to get it to the middle to get an alley-oop, right? It was like transition.
Yeah.
And I remember I caught the ball and that point guard, I think it was Ramil Robinson. He just looked at me and he was just all over that
ball.
And he snatched it. He just sat there like, you young punk.
Dude.
Listen, I was throwing the ball before I even
pros.
Yeah, listen, and when he took the ball, I was like, I wanted to get subbed out the game and hey, give me that roster again. Like, who is this dude? I was like, wait a minute, where do I know that name from?
And you're like, wait a minute, they did what?
Yeah, he won a championship with Glenn Rice. Was that who was the point guard for Glenn Rice?
Might have been.
Yeah. Might have been Ramil Robinson.
Might have been.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter that he's 32.
Mm-hmm.
I was 19, 20, you know what I'm saying? He was all over it. And I'm like, they're good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I went back to school and was like, I know. It didn't even count Louisville off. Yeah, thank you.
It's like Davenport. What were you doing scheduling them? And he was probably in charge of the scheduling.
Y'all should, you know what? If this basketball team loses games, they should have to go to the elementary schools and the middle schools the next day for the kids.
That's not a bad idea.
No, yeah, go. No, you go walk a mile in my shoes.
You go answer.
All right? Yeah,
no, listen, Steve.
You'll go answer for that little silly butt loss you pulled off.
You weren't in here, Steve. Yeah. I told a story for Tom Jurich. I did the fundraising thing. You know how we did the Race Mail? Yeah. I did the fundraising thing for Tom. We had to call donors. My senior year, we had to call donors and ask for money. So imagine me cold calling. Hi, my name is Marcus Maben. I'm calling on behalf of the University of Louisville, and blah, blah, blah. And we'd like to thank you for your donation. And would you care to donate some more? And blah, blah. They're like, you could tell, Steve.
Well, I would have.
Listen.
12-4.
Some of those people were like, you could tell they prayed to talk to Marcus. If I ever,
you know what? I'm gonna do $9, Marcus. You know why? Because that's what your sorry rear end scored when y'all lost against Gonzaga the other night.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Listen, it was okay. Let's say 8. Let's say 5 people just didn't want to be on the phone because they knew what the call was. Let's say 3 people were just happy. Oh my God, I know this name. Hey, Marcus is nice.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. And the other couple were like, this better not. This can't be real.
I'm not even going to ask it, but look, just think about this to yourself today, because I know we got to go to break. Caller, you just have to wait through break. We got to get to break, so I want to get Jake in here. What player have you wanted to talk to more than
in my life?
I wish to God this player would call me. If he would call me,
it's a good question.
I'd tell him exactly what I think about him.
Quick commercial break, 939 The Ville.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Another summer ending, and maybe you notice this summer that your energy is lower and your workouts not so productive. Perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, and maybe your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial appointment includes a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 offices, Louisville and Cincinnati. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold crab, tap, can, or bottled beer? 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
Just because fall has arrived doesn't mean your air conditioning unit is in the clear. With some hot days still ahead, if your AC unit is limping to the finish line, it might be time to call DFH about a new Train comfort system. Right now from DFH, get 18-month special financing on a qualifying Train system. It's hard to stop a Train, and it's hard to not call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Commonwealth Credit Union's holiday celebration is back. You can earn 3 points on every dollar you spend when you use my card to fill up your sleigh. Plus, use your credit or debit card with your mobile wallet for your chance to win $500. There's a new winner every week. Non-purchase entries are available and have an equal chance of winning. Visit ccuky.org/win500 to learn more. But hurry, this celebration ends December 31st. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently. Insured by NCUA. No purchase necessary. Call 1-800-228-6420 for details. Excludes business accounts.
Hey, Cards fans, do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Spring Street Bar and Grill open daily 11 a.m. to 4 a.m. with food served until 2 a.m. Join them for Monday Night Trivia at 7 p.m. weekly and $10 Wing Thursdays. 10 of Spring Street's famous wings for only $10 every Thursday. Follow Spring Street Bar and Grill on Facebook and Instagram for weekly happenings and upcoming events, including Spring Street Fall Fest, taking place on Saturday, October 21st. Spring Street Bar and Grill, come early, stay late.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
This is Zach with Great Flood Brewing Company, reminding you to come enjoy our beer specials at our Highlands or Middletown locations. Also, if you're interested, please come out and visit our Middletown location to enjoy a new boneless wing special, half pound for $8. Thank you so much for the support during this year, and we hope to see you out there soon. For more information, visit us at greatfloodbrewing.com.
Follow the leader. Download the ESPN Louisville app today. Delivered by UPS Jobs Kentucky.
Looking for new flooring to enjoy your home more and increase your home value? Corfage Floor Covering.
Marcus, you good? All right, cool, buddy.
Tory and installers.
You got Reggie on the line.
You bring samples and find a product that fits your.
This one's royalty free, so we'll see if it's good or not.
643-6111. That's 643-6111. I don't want you to be okay with your floor. I want you to love it.
That's fine, yeah. I kind of figured. Yeah. That's fine. We're good. I cleared all the spots this hour, so we're fine. Money line, maybe. There you go.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Midday for Marcus Maven. 8150-93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Before we hit the phone lines and get to Reggie, I want to remind everybody that the wait is over. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL, is now live in Kentucky. Right in time for your NFL season. Now you can legally bet on all your favorite sports anytime, anywhere, right here in Kentucky with DraftKings. For a limited time, new customers sign up with promo code THEVILLE will receive $200 instantly in bonus bets. DraftKings has the best features, including same-game parlays, player props, and more with fast and easy payouts right to your fingertips. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers can use promo code THEVILLE to get $200 instantly in bonus bets when you place a $5 bet on anything in Kentucky. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code THEVILLE. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 and over, physically present in Kentucky. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/KY. Reggie, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Hey, what's going on, Marcus? Can you hear me?
Yep, feeling good. Hear you fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I just want to big up you, dog. I moved to Clarksville, Tennessee. I've been here for about 4 or 5 months, man. I done seen your face in a few spots up here yesterday. You went to Northwest?
Yep.
I saw your picture, bro. Yeah. And I was telling my fiance, man, I like, man, that's who I listen to, the sports dude, when we was back in Louisville on the radio.
What were you doing over at Northwest?
Man, they had a jamboree for the middle school. My daughter, man, she plays for Northeast.
Okay.
So they had a little jamboree, and it's another spot on Wilma Rudolph called Fat Shack.
I heard of it.
They got your picture in there too, in your jersey, man. It's nice, man. They love you up here, obviously.
Man, listen, I needed that call.
Cool.
I appreciate that call totally.
Cool.
And y'all have a good one.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
it, man. He's lying, but it's cool. No, actually, all jokes aside, man, when I was down in Knoxville and I was talking, remember I told you we went in Neal and was talking about the guy, and I was talking about Jalen and stuff. He was like, "Oh, Marcus Maven." He's like, "Yeah, man, I remember when
I was gonna say, are you sure you're talking about Jalen?
Yeah, I was like, "No, you don't know who he is."
How terrible is it where they're like, "Are you talking about your kid? Are you?"
Hey, it's not a bad thing to have.
Right,
it's not a bad thing to have. Yeah.
Jake Weingarten in the building. What's going on? What's going on?
I missed you.
Where you been?
Miss you guys too, man. Man, I've been back in New York City.
You can pull that mic closer towards you.
I didn't want to be too loud. I have a New York voice, so I didn't want to be too loud. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. This is the longest I've gone without being in Kentucky, so it's I'm happy to be back. I missed you guys. Miss being in
Are
here.
you gambling in Kentucky now?
No gambling. No gambling. I know everyone here is. It's crazy. They've been waiting. They've been waiting. So
it's never been your thing?
Nah, not really. More so just because I know all these guys. I don't want to cheat the system. You know what I mean? So
I was always that way too. Just like I was never really comfortable even talking about it because you're around the actual sport.
Yeah.
The idea of being roped in is scary. Yeah.
It's crazy though. I know everybody's been waiting. Everybody's excited. So it's definitely cool to see.
Okay. Everybody's happy to hear you. Catch us up a little bit on the life and times of Jake.
Just a lot of work. Since leaving Kentucky was kind of my maturing stage and, trying to figure out what I'm going to do in the basketball world. Obviously I've been on the scouting side for years and, kind of got into the agency side. I work with Young Money now, which is Lil Wayne, Adi Von Gontard. So that's been fun. And, just seeing it from all sides. I'm still in touch with the recruiting scene heavily. Just because I don't tweet every 5 seconds how I used to. Yeah. I'm still very much behind the scenes, seeing everything going on.
Well, good, because I'm going to ask you everything you know.
Oh, for sure. I got answers.
Is it a more of a grind? Just a different grind? Is it more people? Is it more basketball stuff or what?
I'd say it's more of a grind. It's like waking up 6 a.m. every day and, getting right on the phone. You're recruiting guys, you're talking to guys that pretty much been doing what I've been scouting for years, which is recruiting. So I'm still focused on the scouting side. I'm recruiting guys today. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm just attacking at all views and, just balancing it has been a little tough, but, I've made the most of it.
Are you Trilly Donovan?
Nah. Yeah, I'm definitely not Trilly.
To being Trilly Donovan.
I am not Trilly Donovan. I might know who it. I might have an idea of who it is, but I'm not Trilly Donovan.
Okay, fair enough. Just had to cover that.
Okay, so a day. When you say 6 a.m. Calling, relationships. Where does the NIL overlap in your world?
So I mean, obviously a lot of people know, most know NIL is kind of fool's gold. Like, unless you're like the top 5 guys in the country. And when I mean top 5, like AP All-Americans.
Listen, I do this every time you come in here and I'm sorry, start over because that's profound. To your opinion, NIL is kind of fool's gold.
Yes.
Because what?
Because the top 5 guys in the country, they're really the focus of it. The guys that come in thinking they're going to get 100+ marketing deals and they're surely focused on NIL, it might not go too well for them on the court because that's where your focus is. But, guys aren't out here getting 100 marketing deals. Like, that's whoever says that, it's BS. It's if you're an Armando Bacot, a Hunter Dickinson, a Donovan Clingan, like if you're one of those guys, like for sure, it might be a little different for you, but if you're like a 4th, 5th starter on a high major, it's not the same.
Right.
Like whoever says it is, it's a lie.
So is it hard getting that out of kids' heads? Because, it's like the line is right above them. They say, oh, well, if he's getting it, I should be getting it. So where does that line go? Like you say, 3rd or 4th starter on a high D1.
It's definitely hard to explain. I think it was probably harder to explain within the first year or 2 of NIL, but as it advances and even hearing it from coaches, because a lot of coaches are straight up like, you're gonna come here and this is how the NIL scene is, and it's very obvious at what schools how it works on the NIL side. Like, it's public knowledge. But there obviously are guys that think, oh, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna get a deal from this, get a deal from that.
During the recruiting process, how quick does that come up? And how are in your eyes, how quick are the coaches like either slapping it down or doing the realistic thing? Because listen, we understand that's a hard thing to say, son, it's not how it works. And then now he's not on your campus, but he has to be told that 3 or 4 times before he's like, okay, well, maybe didn't work like that.
I wouldn't say it's the primary focus, because at the end of the day, and like this is a very true side of it, your production will also determine how your marketing is, and that's the real statement about it. But it's definitely not a primary focus, but they definitely discuss it. You come in on a visit and you're going around campus, NIL is going to come up, whether you're in the facility or whether you're talking to coach, it's going to come up. Schools got collectives, these collectives do events. You go to a football game. I know the 502 Circle did something at the football game recently. So if you're a recruit, you're going to see that on your visit. It's all over social media. Like, NIL isn't as hidden as it was the first year. I feel like it's a more open thing, and it's definitely open conversation when you take a campus visit.
Okay. Kind of get me into the recruiting world a little bit. Like what stomping grounds have you been working over?
I've been doing a lot of work, man. I've been all over. Attacking the high major scene, obviously. The mid major scene as well. I've been all over, man. I've been working hard. The high school season's kind of getting underway, So, just getting a grasp of what talent's out there and, what guys are rising the boards and who's underrated. I like to find the underrated guys. So just been out there watching the game, man.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Deion Sanders says probably only looking at 5 high schoolers. Do you feel that transfer market is squeezing out the high school? Like, can you feel it?
I can feel it. And the thing I like about the transfer portal, and yes, like NIL is a big part of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like guys are actually they're recruiting for fit. Like a guy like Deion Sanders is a great example. Like bringing in guys that 1, fit your culture, and 2, fit your play style, especially on the basketball side of things. You're not just going to recruit a guy so your collective can pay him for a year. You're going to go and recruit a 4th or 5th year guy so that he can come in and, impact winning. And I think the transfer portal has been great, honestly. There's been some downsides to it, of course, guys just moving on and it hasn't been the right fit and it's kind of a waste of time.
Are they giving up on their schools too early?
I think some guys are giving up on their school early. I think, once again, NIL is a huge factor in the transfer portal more than actually recruiting high schoolers. But yeah, I think there's that side of it, it's definitely impacted the transfer portal for sure.
Speaking of transfer portal, and before we get to recruiting side on Louisville, since we've last talked to you, Louisville did finalize that roster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think when we last talked to you, it sounded like we knew Sky Clark was probably going to be in the fold and stuff. But now they've added Trey White. They went and got Dennis Evans. They added a few pieces. Just a little bit about what you saw there.
Yeah, I think, bringing in Sky and bringing in Trey White first and foremost, I think that was huge. Those are 2 guys that, and I'm not going to rank guys immediately, but I think those are 2 guys that are going to come in and they're going to have instant impacts. You look at Sky, and I think Sky is going to be a guy that Kenny kind of gives the keys to the offense. I think they'll let him, if he wants to be a facilitator, he'll be a facilitator. If he wants to go score, he'll go score. Trey White's obviously, he's a terrific talent. I think a guy that can be in the NBA next year. Bringing Dennis Evans in was huge. He's good. He's very raw. I wouldn't, shut the lights on him early. He's a freshman. But I think he's raw, and I think, discussing a plan for him ahead of time was great. Coming in the first year might not be, the big year, but, coming back for a second year next year, hopefully, he'll be able to expand his game, maybe get stronger, and he'll have a year of ACC play under his belt and, playing high major talent. And, a big thing for me in the roster this year, Mike James staying was huge, man. I think he's going to grow as a player this year on both sides of the ball. I think he's going to score over 10 points a game. I think he's going to rebound the ball well. I think he's going to defend. And, I think he's going to do everything that they need him to do this year.
Yeah, because to my knowledge, Mike had a couple of options. You know what I'm saying? And pretty big options.
For sure.
And to be able to come back and to keep him there. Curtis Williams, let me ask you about him really quick, because Marcus and I sometimes would beat our head against the wall when we were like over the summer. It's like, this kid's the number 1 player in Michigan. Like, it means there's not a better player in Michigan, your rankings wise. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But it's man, okay, this kid can play. I don't care what he is nationally. Like, this kid can play. And then, we against Simmons and in the red-white game, a lot of people around here have been kind of buzzing about his game.
Yeah.
No, this kid's pretty good, man. So
100%. And, the last time we talked, I mentioned Curtis Williams. To have a guy at his size that can shoot, long shooter, athletic, can get to the rim really well. I mean, his game, if you look at freshmen in the game nowadays, that's a guy's game that can translate in his first year of college basketball. I think that's exactly what KP needs this year.
Body too.
Yeah, he's very athletic, very strong, and I mean the strength and conditioning staff is probably helping him expand on that too. But he's a long shooter. I expect him to get minutes this year. I mean, you need scoring, but most importantly, to have that length on the defensive end. I know KP is very high on the defensive end, and you need to win. You got to defend and you got to win, and that's how you win, is playing defense. And I think Curtis Williams stays on the floor by playing defense, but also scoring the ball at a high rate.
One more late ad we haven't talked about with you since Tyler Johnson.
What do you know about him?
Yeah, he's an East Coast kid. So I've seen him play in high school. He's going to bring the New York grit. I think he's kind of under the radar since he got off to a little late start. But that's a guy right there. I would give him some time, obviously, let him work a little bit and, stay in the lab. I don't think he'll get crazy minutes right away, but I do think he's going to play this season. He can score the ball very well. And that's another guy improving on the defensive end. And once again, I know I just said it with Curtis, but defense is going to keep these guys on the floor. If you're going to defend and, play consistently and play efficiently, and also on the offensive end, limit your turnovers, then you'll stay on the floor if you defend, limit turnovers on the offensive end.
Jake, I tell you what, catch your breath. Nikki, can we get this in real quick?
What? Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't want to miss this.
Okay, go ahead. That's fine.
We have the Moneyline Maven segment.
For sure.
I don't want people to miss out on the money. Everybody wants to get paid.
Okay.
You listen. Your boy Maven is trying to bless you with great, with free money.
Okay.
Here are your picks.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get them in real quick.
Let me suspend the money.
Get ready for Moneyline Maven.
Yes! Hey, come on. He can't lose. He can't lose.
Allegedly.
I mean, the segment sounds amazing.
Allegedly.
You want to do this innovative thing that has never been proven before. I'm not here to tell you to never do that. However, most businesses go out of business for a multitude of reasons, but the number one reason is
there is no such thing as a sure thing. That's why they call it gambling.
Guarantees. Actually, I won't call them guarantees.
No, you've already said it.
But
guarantees it,
Steve.
And if he doesn't hit them, he'll pay you back.
Allegedly.
Here we go.
All right. Hear what you got real quick. I'm ready.
If you want to get paid, listen to me. Moneyline Maven time. Number 1, Texas over BYU.
Okay.
Look, I know BYU beat Satterfield, but we're still gonna really we're gonna go with Texas.
We're just gonna go with Texas.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Texas over BYU. Number 1. Okay. Number 2, book it. Notre Dame over Pitt. Okay. Notre Dame's not BSing around. They're going to Notre Dame. The ref already let Notre Dame lose a game or two. They won't lose again.
I like
Notre Dame over Pitt's number 2. Number 3, Captain Obvious. Georgia over Florida.
Okay.
Come on, Georgia. Don't let me down. Look, that's number 3. Number 4, we're going to go with Penn State over IU.
Okay. I like that.
Are you punching them in, Steve?
I'm punching them in.
I got them too over here.
Number 5, Texas A&M over the garbage cocks of South Carolina.
Okay. That's one way to put it. That is one way to put it.
Texas A&M. Okay, now we're getting kind of dangerous here. We're gonna get a little crazy.
Okay.
Number 6, Ole Miss over Vandy. Book it, Steve.
Okay.
Ole Miss over Vandy. Okay. We're getting a little dangerous here because I'm going out west. Washington over Stanford.
Okay.
Texter, are you joking? No. No upset. Listen, the next one, off the grid. See, but they pay sharks like me to give you stuff off the grid that you don't know anything about.
Okay.
Number 8, James Madison over ODU.
Okay.
That is number 8. Number 9. You better not screw this up for me. Miami over Virginia. Don't screw this up, Miami. Listen, Virginia shot their.
You know this. That thing.
Yeah, they did that thing, and they're going to sleep now.
Fair enough.
Is that the best way?
Awfully tired. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Number 10. Roll with me if you want to. Louisville over Duke.
Okay.
That's where we're finishing at.
I love it.
Number 10 is Louisville over Duke. And listen, if you want to substitute Louisville over Duke, if you don't want to put your passion on the line, take Clemson over North Carolina State. That you can use that. That's the Moneyline Maven substitution play
Fair
for
enough.
the parlay.
I love it.
Did you get the odds?
Yeah, it will win you $28. $10 bet will win you $28. So
it's free money, Steve. You're gonna double your money.
Okay.
$100 will win you $280. It's just free money.
Okay, I got you.
Or listen, or you can mix it up on your own. Okay, Jake. I know we opened up a little bit of extra time. Okay, well, so what's
good?
What's the next 6 months of Jake Weingarten like?
Season starting, man. I'm back on the roads. I'll be mixing in college and high school. Depending on which colleges I go and visit, I'll squeeze some high school hoops in there. North Carolina I'll be at, so I'll get to see the hoop state a little bit. I'll be back down here eventually and see guys out here. Down on the East Coast, I'll see a bunch of teams. New York and Jersey's got tons of talent this year.
What's a place that basketball has taken you that you never would thought you would be at?
Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah. It's beautiful there. It's actually like very underrated city. Like I'd understand like from an NBA aspect, like why free agents wouldn't go there. Like there's not a lot it's not a lot to do, but from like a calm, like quiet living perspective, like it's beautiful. Like beautiful. BYU's sports facilities are literally surrounded by mountains. Like it's beautiful down there.
I do care about Jake. I do. And I want to know what Jake's up to. But also, I want to know who I'm getting.
Let's not make this awkward, Jake. We want to know about a recruit.
I got you. Hey, I got you. I got you.
No, I'm kidding. I'm messing around. I do have a couple though. Before you get out, I know you got busy schedule. But first and foremost, I have to ask you about Carter Knox.
Yeah,
that's the name that's kind of around. That's the whole. Really, and you can get into this too. I mean, that's really the only 24 fish.
Talking
to, or it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's the only big fish. He is one of the only like top 15 recruits left on the board, but I mean, he's also one of the only like 5 stars, top 100 players that U of L is really still looking at, and obviously making the Final Four is a huge step. But I mean, you still got some guys in there that you got to compete with. You got UK, you got the school his brother's at, and you got the G League Ignite, which has done an excellent job of bringing in talent, especially guys where he's ranked. On the basketball side, I think OTE was a great move for him from a development aspect. I think, OTE the first 2 years was extremely overlooked. But, the Thompson twins being able to get drafted, Dominic Barlow getting a multi-year deal with the Spurs, and they've got a bunch of guys in the G League now, and now they've brought in, I believe they have 7 or 8 top 100 prospects, and then they have all the high schools that are competing in it.
Well, Louisville just got Tyler Johnson out of there.
Exactly.
So,
I think OT was a great step for him. I do think, U of L still obviously in the mix there. Unfortunately, I do think, once again, I do think UK is at the top. He does have a relationship with Boogie Fland, and relationships, obviously a guy knowing a commit isn't really hard nowadays. All the guys know each other from camps and whatnot, but I know Boogie, one of his first calls was to Carter Knox, and obviously his brother went there, and you got the relationships, but he also had a relationship with Kenny Payne that you cannot count out. So they are still in the mix. They are definitely still in the mix.
Why does this keep happening?
Hate it. No, but okay. With the 24 class, I mean, there's a good chance Louisville brings back a lot of their team that they have now. They've had a couple offers out there, but I mean, do you think they're going to be more of a transfer market thing?
I think it will be more of a transfer market thing. So the 2 scholarships that they still have on the table was to Brandon Jennings. He's a 6'4" guard from Virginia. I've heard he's leaning VCU. He hasn't taken a visit here yet, but said he wanted to. But once again, I heard he's leaning VCU, and they're the local school for him. And, they've recruited guys in state, and they usually get them. And then Siku Kane, he's an interesting guy. He was out of Phenom, which is where Danilo Janovic played his AAU basketball. So there's obviously a relationship established there. I know Kenny Payne recruited the Wisconsin area when he was at UK. So now that he's here, he's obviously keeping that pipeline going. So that's a guy, U of L is the only high major offer. But, I think that's a guy that could still consider here. That they might only actually have 1 or 2 scholarships left last year. But I'd definitely, keep that available for either A, the JUCO route, or 2, obviously, the transfer portal.
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say now, going a step further than that really quick, because I don't think they have to have a big class in 24, if at all. I do think they will have to in 25, 26. For 100%. One of those, like, are there any names out there that are you can kind of keep it to the big fish unless you got one under the radar?
Yeah, Mac Moore is probably the under the radar one. Yeah. He's from Michigan as well, and he's familiar with Curtis Williams. I believe they're part of the same AAU program. U of L was the first high major offer. I believe Iowa State just followed up and offered him as well. That's a name to keep an eye on. He's a guard, though, and I feel like for the next year or two, especially here, the guard situation, there's really guard heavy. There's a bunch of guards on the roster. And then another name under the radar is E.J. Walker. He's actually from Erlanger, which isn't too far from here. He plays at Lloyd Memorial. He's a beast.
Yeah, he's visiting soon. Right?
Yes, he has visited. He was at practice, I want to say, a week or two ago, and Danny Manning's the guy on that recruitment. He's been on him. He was at Louisville Live last year, and, obviously they canceled it this year, so he couldn't attend again. But that was a guy that was unranked, and he's now found his way into the top 100. He's 6'9", 240. He's a beast.
Yeah, okay.
He's got Purdue on him, Indiana, South Carolina, Ohio State. And the list goes on. He's a beast, though. Absolute beast.
Okay, so give out the information. Everybody, listen, there's a billion people that want to be able to contact you. They got prospects they want to talk to you about. They want all your information. So tell everybody how to track you down.
At Jake Weingarten on Twitter. My DMs are open, so feel free to reach out.
You got to spell that. You got to spell that.
Jake is the first name. Weingarten is the last name. And like I said, my DMs are open. Reach out and talk about hoops, food, music, life,
food, and music.
Whatever it is, you need advice. Whatever it is.
Saying my DMs are open is asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then stockrisers.com, and then shout out to my family who's listening.
Hey, absolutely.
And the fam. Like I said, sorry I broke up the Sun segment with my money line, maybe.
Are you gonna treat us well up in New York if we come up there?
100%.
You be up there?
100%.
Okay,
first meal is on me. 100%.
Hey, how was the adjustment of going back?
It was tough at first. Like I said, when I was here, I came here when I was 18 years old, and I left when I was 22. So, it was definitely an adjustment, but there's nothing like going back home to the family, and I'm really focused down there working and getting a lot of work done. So,
okay, last question. How'd you get so damn big already?
Been in that weight room, man.
Dude, seriously, he is yoked.
My first year or two here, I was eating all the fried food.
Right.
And, I had to do something with it. So I went home and I got straight in the lab.
Yeah. I was saying, yeah. If you get a chance to see the YouTube, you'll see my boy Jake been in the lab doing his thing. Chrissy, Nikki,
gonna join us in the second hour.
Got a crew in here.
They're kicking me out. Yep. People, enjoy yourselves. Last commercial break, 939 The Ville.
All right.
Tech-savvy professionals delivering equipment, technology, and service.